How's it going, guys? And welcome back to BL3's Forgotten, the series where I take a look at underused and not often talked about pieces of gear to determine whether or not they deserve to be remembered within the modern meta of the game or should be left behind and forgotten. And today we are taking a look at the If you like to farm the AAA for yourself, you're going to want to fast travel over to Letra City on Promethea, making your way up and along the right-hand side until you find the save station within this alleyway. From there, you're going to do a little bit of backtracking over to Wick and Wardy, with specifically of the two, Wardy being the one that can drop the AAA. With this, it is worth keeping in mind that 2 Wardies will spawn with each run. The AAA is a legendary Dahl pistol locked to shock damage, and fires in a 3-round burst with projectiles that form an A pattern. The AAA is honestly not at all that good. It's fine, it'll kill even on True Guardian takedown, but at that stage it will do it decently slowly while consuming a lot of ammo due to the fire rate, but even through content below that, it still just isn't anything too special. I do remember a time when this gun was a hell of a lot better than it feels now, but it seems that time and changes to the game just were not very kind to the AAA. It does have moments where it can feel pretty damn good, but that is if you hit literally like every single pellet, probably also onto a crit, but that is pretty difficult to do reliably and does make the gun overall feel kind of inconsistent. And even when you do land everything, it's still just nothing all that special. This firing pattern also makes it pretty worthless at like any sort of range, because it is practically a shotgun in its playstyle. On top of that though, it also has the downside of being elemental locked to shock damage, which usually elemental locks in Borderlands 3 are pretty forgiving for the most part with all the access that every character has to bonus elements. However, the easiest method to bonus elements is the next to mags anointments. The problem with that is that because the AAA has a high fire rate, is burst fire, and has a decently low mag size, you're gonna be chewing through mags incredibly quickly and losing that next to mags bonus in just a couple seconds. So you do really need to be able to spam out action stills to compensate for that with the AAA. The only character to make it really feel somewhat consistent was Amara, just because of her ability to not have to rely on next to mags for constant bonus elements, but even then it was a majority just Amara bullshit, and even with Amara bullshit, this gun was just disappointing. And I do think that is the best word for this gun. It's not necessarily bad, there's definitely way worse, and it is totally usable. It's just disappointing because it is really a damn shame that it's not better than it is. It is a very fun and unique firing pattern, and the gun itself just looks pretty damn cool. But unfortunately, even against trash mobs, it just leaves something to be desired in the damage department. And it's crazy how far this gun has fallen with no direct changes to it whatsoever. I used to use this gun a hell of a lot back in the day, even well into Mayhem 2.0, and I remember one of the earliest clips of Mayhem 10 Wotan being defeated was with Amara using a AAA. But again, time just doesn't seem to have been kind to the AAA. In short, the AAA, despite not having any direct changes to it, did fall behind the rest through various meta shifts surrounding it. While it's nothing too atrocious and is still somewhat usable, it's just unfortunately not good enough for me to really ever recommend it. It is pretty close to being there. I do think that if this just had either more damage or a larger mag size, it would definitely feel a hell of a lot better to use, but in its current state, the has kind of just been pushed out of the spotlight. But that's gonna about do it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, definitely consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, all that. Down in the description will be a link to my Twitch channel where you can follow to be notified of when I go live, and just below that is a link to my Discord server where you can come and join and hang out. But with that all being said, I hope to see you guys in the next one.